So the thoughts here in continuation to the earlier topics which are related with the water and its treatment, a series of sessions already completed. We are dealing with the boiler troubles, scales and sludges, caustic and resettlement topic just completed, and all are available at the channel Dr. Kavitha Chemistry Academy. In addition, conceptual based and competitive based chemistry topics also you can find at the channel Dr. Kavitha Chemistry Academy. So here the content related with the chemistry available since the 10th standard to the higher level research. So competitive based, entrance examination based, career opportunities related with the government examinations or anything, you can go through the channel and you will get the concepts based on chemistry. And if you are preparing for CSR, NET, JRF, and also for the state eligibility for teaching or any other kind of competitive exams, that kind of topics also available over there. And this is the topic of water and its treatment taken from the engineering chemistry. So this content is taken from the textbook of engineering chemistry authored by Dr. Kavitha Puttireddy Kota. Let me introduce the concept boiler corrosion. Decay or deterioration of boiler due to the attack of acids, dissolved oxygen, dissolved carbon dioxide called boiler corrosion. Boiler corrosion is mainly due to dissolved oxygen, dissolved carbon dioxide. If whenever present in the boiler, there is a possibility for the corrosion is there. So here is the kind of boiler you can clearly observe where the continuous boiling of water required in order to prepare the steam. So steam is very essential for hydroelectric power generation and also for the running of machinery in the industrial purpose. This is the device you can clearly observe. And it may be due to the three major reasons. Boiler may be corroded. Decay of boiler is possible by this boiler corrosion. Dissolved oxygen is the important one, and the carbon dioxide is present in the water also causing this boiler corrosion. Dissolved salts like magnesium chloride also inducing boiler corrosion. Corrosion due to dissolved oxygen. Whenever oxygen present in the water, as you already aware, by default water is accompanied by the dissolved oxygen levels, then only aquatic species are able to survive. And iron is the main component in order to fabricate that boiler, so that iron steel or iron can be taken for the manufacturing of that boiler. That is the device which used to generate the steam. So that iron is already have the combination with the water where you can find the oxygen within as a dissolved oxygen. Whenever these three components are mixed together in the stoichiometric ratio, there is a formation of ferric oxide, which is called as a rust. Rust is used to induce the failure of the boiler body. Corrosion of that boiler is possible. Then how can we prevent the oxygen from that water? Though water is there, oxygen if present, then only rusting is possible. If oxygen is absent, then there is no provision for such rusting process. In order to avoid that one, some preventive methods we are manifesting here. Chemical method will be there. Whenever sodium sulfate is added, this is called sodium sulfite, having higher affinity to bind with oxygen, being it is short of one oxygen over there in order to get the saturated level. Sodium sulfide upon reacting with the boiler body, so that it immediately grab all the oxygen whichever dissolved in the water, and there is a formation of sodium sulfate is possible. In this way you are de-aerating the process. This method results in the other precipitates also. So this method is less preferred. Instead of sodium sulfate, any other compounds also got precipitated may not be required for that process, so that this is having limited application. And the most important and widely applied method for the deoxygenation process will be addition of hydrogen. Hydrogen chemically NH2 simply represented as N2H4. Whenever hydrogen is added with the oxygen, so that the decomposition taken like nitrogen and your water. Nitrogen will be simply eliminated from the system. Water may not cause any adverse effect within the water. This is a more preferable method, and without any side effects, you are removing the oxygen present in the water of the boiler. And another most efficient and commonly used method is mechanical deaeration process, where we are applying that machinery, having a heating device over there, and here the inlet from which you are supposed to pour the water before feeding into the boiler. That water should be allowed into enter into this chamber, where you can find the different shelves, different compartments will be there, and here is the provision to heat this one. Whenever heating is carried, what happens? Dissolved oxygen got vaporized. Vaporized oxygen is supposed to be sucked towards the vacuum pump. Vacuum pump having the function of that sucking of gases present in because that having provision to grab all the dissolved gases which were present. While rising the temperature, dissolved gases got raised up. Immediately vacuum pump is sucking all the gases over there, so that simply deaerated water is coming from this outlet process. It's a very simple and more efficient method, mechanical deaeration process we are applying in order to remove oxygen. Not only oxygen, but also another dissolved gases may be removed by means of this process. And this is based on the principle high temperature, low pressure, high exposed area, solubility of the gases water got decreased, and the gases are expelled very easily from the system. Here, water fed into the mechanical deaerator, which is provided with the vacuum pump, heating device, and perforated plates are also available within the chamber. The outcoming water will be free from dissolved gases, not only oxygen. So many kind of dissolved gases will be removed by the suction process, and you can achieve the deaerated water. And another cause for the corrosion of the boiler is the presence of carbon dioxide. Slaked salts like calcium bicarbonate is present in the water that upon heating will release the carbon dioxide into the water. Calcium bicarbonate upon heating decomposes into calcium carbonate, water, and carbon dioxide will be originated. Carbon dioxide dissolved in the water to form carbonic acid. There is a provision to generation of carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is accelerating the rate of corrosion, being the acidic catalyst. So rate of corrosion will be amplified. So in order to remove this carbon dioxide, the best suitable chemical is ammonium hydroxide. Whenever ammonium hydroxide added with the carbon dioxide, ammonium carbonate will be the product generated. Simply you can precipitate and filter the water, and a removal is possible. Mechanical deaeration, just like oxygen, this carbon dioxide also sucked with the vacuum pump, just to be discussed in the same session. Another possibility for the corrosion is presence of magnesium chloride. This is the cause of hardness as well. Whenever boiler fed water is contaminated by the magnesium chloride, that also having provision to generate the acid within the boiler. So magnesium chloride upon reacting with water at the higher temperature, magnesium hydroxide and free release of hydrochloric acid, that is a mineral acid. Mineral acid is more prone for accelerating that rate of corrosion, being it is a catalyst to improvise that corrosion process, so that simply boiler body got decayed and its durability got lowered. So in order to avoid this kind of acid release within the boiler, simply you can go through the neutralization process. The calculated amount of sodium hydroxide to be added in order to neutralize hydrochloric acid, so that salt and water formation taken. This can be simply monitored by pH checking. So neutral pH is sufficient to balance this kind of acid-base neutralization, getting salt and water as the final product. By this, we successfully completed the entire boiler troubles, scales and sludge formation, boiler corrosion, casting embrittlement topics got completed, and you can watch such kind of sessions completely and share with your friends and subscribe the channel, so that we will get the new content every day. So watch regularly. Thank you. Signing off, Dr. Kavitha Kota.